Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Medical Pyrexia. Today we are going to discuss a very important joint, that is knee joint. Knee joint is very casually asked in university exams, so we are going to discuss this. Knee joint is formed by femur, tibia and patella. Patella is joined with femur. Knee joint is the largest and the complex joint. It is made by three joints, that is the lateral condyle of femur and the lateral condyle of tibia form lateral femorotibial joint. Medial condyle of femur and medial condyle of tibia form medial femorotibial joint, and femur and patella form femoropatellar joint. So the joint between femur and tibia is condylar synovial joint, and joint between femur and patella is a saddle joint. So we are clear with articular surfaces, condyles of femur, condyles of tibia and patella. Now this joint is very strong because of these ligaments. There are 11 ligaments. We are going to discuss these ligaments now. First ligament is fibrous capsule. Fibrous capsule surrounds the joint, but it is deficient anteriorly. This ligament attached with femur anteriorly it is deficient, posteriorly attached to intercondylar line. Laterally it is attached or enclosed origin of popliteus. We can see here that this is the origin of popliteus muscle and it is enclosed by the capsular ligament. Now tibial ligament. Anteriorly it descends along the margin of condyles to tibial tuberosity where it is deficient. Posteriorly it presents a gap behind lateral condyle for passage of the tendon of popliteus muscle. Second ligament is ligamentum patelli. This is ligamentum patelli. It is a tendon of quadriceps femoris. It extends from the apex of the patella to the smooth upper part of tibial tuberosity. This is tibial tuberosity. Now third ligament is tibial collateral ligament, also known as medial collateral ligament. So as the name suggests, tibial collateral ligament. There is here it is tibial collateral ligament. Tibial collateral ligament is a long band of great strength. It joins femur to tibia. Superiorly it is attached to middle epicondyle of femur, and inferiorly it is divided into two parts, superficial and deep part. This is superficial part and this is deep part. Superficial part attached to medial border and surface of the shaft of tibia. Surface of the shaft of tibia. And deep part it is attached to medial condyle of tibia. Next ligament is fibular collateral ligament. As the name suggests, it joins femur and fibula. It is a strong and cord-like ligament. Superiorly, it is attached to lateral epicondyle of femur, and inferiorly, it is attached to head of fibula in front of its apex. Next ligament is oblique popliteal ligament. Oblique popliteal ligament. Here it is. This is oblique popliteal ligament. Expansion from tendon of semimembranosus. This is expansion from tendon of semimembranosus, closely related to popliteal artery pierced by medial genicular vessel and nerves, terminal part of posterior division of obturator nerve. It is attached to intercondylar line. Next ligament is arcuate popliteal ligament. Posterior expansion from the short lateral ligament. Lateral ligament is fibular collateral ligament. So it is posterior expansion from the short lateral ligament, extend from the head of fibula to the posterior border of intercondylar line of tibia. So our next ligament is cruciate ligament. These are thick and strong bands, act as direct bond between femur and tibia. So these are the cruciate ligaments. They act as bond between femur and tibia. Their names are according to their joint with tibia. As in this diagram, it is clear. Anterior cruciate ligament, as the names are according to tibial joint or the attachment with the tibia. So anterior cruciate ligament is attached to anterior part of intercondylar area of tibia, and to femur it is attached to posterior part of the middle surface of lateral condyle, here and here. It runs upward, backward and laterally. It runs upward, backward and laterally. Now posterior cruciate ligament. So on tibia it is attached on posterior part, and on femur it is attached on anterior part of lateral surface of middle condyle. Anterior part of lateral surface of middle condyle. It runs upward, forward and laterally. No. It runs upward, forward and medially. This is medial side and this is lateral side. So anterior cruciate ligaments taught this joint during extension of knee, and posterior cruciate ligament taught during flexion of knee. Now there are two more ligaments. They are known as menisci or semilunar cartilage. Here these blue color ligaments, they are menisci. So this one is medial menisci and this one is lateral menisci. So medial menisci is of semicircular shape, and its posterior fibers of anterior and are continuous with transverse ligament adherent to the deep part of tibial collateral ligament. Here is tibial collateral ligament and here is medial menisci. Then lateral menisci. It is circular in shape. It is same along its width. Now posterior horn of lateral menisci is attached to medial condyle of femur by anterior meniscofemoral ligament, also known as ligaments of Humphrey, passes in front of posterior cruciate ligament. Here medial epicondyle of femur. This is our lateral menisci. Mobility controlled by tendon of popliteus and two meniscofemorals. These two meniscofemorals. Function of menisci. Function of menisci is for better congruence. Menisci increase concavities of tibial collateral. It increase concavities, so the joint is more congruent. It lubricate joint cavity. Shock absorber during weight transmission. They adapt varying curvature of the different part of femoral condyles. So now last ligament is transverse ligament. It connects anterior end of medial and lateral menisci. Here it is transverse ligament. Now bursa around the knee. Anteriorly there are four bursa. First is suprapatellar bursa in front of femur and behind the quadriceps femoris. In front of patella there is prepatellar bursa. There are two bursa known as infrapatellar bursa. One is deep infrapatellar bursa and other is superficial infrapatellar bursa. Posteriorly there are bursa deep to lateral head of gastrocnemius and one is deep to medial head of gastrocnemius. This one is also known as Brodie's bursa. Now lateral bursa. Lateral bursa is between the fibular collateral ligament and biceps femoris tendon. Next is bursa between fibular collateral ligament and tendon of popliteus muscle. Here we can show like this. This is tendon of popliteus muscle. So here is one bursa. This is fibular collateral. This is tendon of femoris. So here one bursa is here, and the third one is here somewhat, which is bursa between tendon of popliteus and lateral condyle of tibia. Now on medial side, bursa ancillary. This is a very important bursa, bursa ancillary. This separates tendon of sartorius, gracilis, semitendinosus from each other and from tubular collateral ligament. Second is bursa deep to tibial collateral ligament, and third is bursa deep to semimembranosus. Now relations of knee joint. This is diagram of relations of knee joint. Here this is capsular ligament around this. This is medial menisci, lateral menisci, anterior cruciate ligament, posterior cruciate ligament. This is transverse ligament. This one is ligamentum patelli. Here it is tibial collateral ligament. Here is oblique popliteal ligament. Here tendon of popliteus, biceps femoris. Now let's talk about relations. Anterior relations, prepatellar bursa, ligamentum patelli. On lateral side, tendon of popliteus and biceps femoris. On posterior side, we have popliteal vessel and tibial nerve. And on medial side, we have sartorius, gracilis, semitendinosus, semimembranosus and saphenous nerve and vein. Now posterior-lateral, common peroneal nerve, plantaris muscle and lateral head of gastrocnemius. On posterior medial side, we have sartorius, gracilis, semitendinosus, semimembranosus and medial head of gastrocnemius. Now this joint is supplied by 5 genicular branch of popliteal artery, descending genicular branch of femoral artery, descending branch of lateral circumflex femoral artery, 2 recurrent branches of anterior tibial artery, circumflex fibular branch of posterior tibial artery. So there are 5 arteries. First 5 genicular branch, second femoral artery, third lateral circumflex femoral artery, fourth 2 recurrent branches of anterior tibial artery, and fifth circumflex fibular branch of posterior tibial artery. Now its nerve supply. It is supplied by femoral nerve. Its branches to vasti, especially vasti medialis. Second by sciatic nerve, and third by obturator nerve or through its posterior division. Now how the movements work on knee joint. Extension is caused by or take place by quadriceps femoris, flexion by biceps femoris, semitendinosus, semimembranosus, locking vastus medialis, unlocking popliteus. These two movements are very, very important. These are part of extension. Medial rotation, popliteus, semimembranosus, semitendinosus. Lateral rotation, biceps femoris. Now it's clinical anatomy. So first is osteoarthritis. This is an age-related cartilage degeneration. In this, these menisci may got degenerated, or these there are some cartilages which undergo degeneration. There is arthroscopy of knee joint, through which we endoscope and can look its view around the knee joint. Knee replacement. This is important when there is much loss of damage. Our knee joint got a lot of damage. Then fourth is aspiration of knee joint. This takes place at 3 points: tibial tuberosity, apex of patella, lateral epicondyle of femur. Fifth is Baker's cyst, central swelling due to osteoarthritis of knee joint. The synovial membrane protrudes through a hole in the posterior part of capsule of knee joint. Deformities: gene valgum or gene verum. Gene valgum is abnormally abducted knee or leg, or gene verum is abnormally adducted. Now injury to menisci. There is bucket handle tear. There is tear which somewhat look like bucket handle. 8. Injury to cruciate ligament. They are again very important. They are also known as drawer sign. If there is injury in anterior cruciate ligament, which is more common to damage, by its location, the tibia dislocate anteriorly. In its tear, tibia pushed, in its break, tibia pushed forward and femur pushed posteriorly, and in posterior tear of posterior cruciate ligament, tibia pushed posteriorly and femur pushed anteriorly. So here we're done with knee joint. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you like the video, then please like, share, comment and subscribe, and also share this channel with your friends. Thank you.